reconnect, live, laugh, and love. Connections, dreams, getaway experiences. Braveheart Workshops. Unique Getaways live with Jill Reynolds.
Live, the Connection Show. Restore, renew, and reconnect in community. Sponsored by Braveheart Workshops, live with Jill Reynolds. And my guest today is Heidi Wilde. Hi, Heidi.
Hi, Jill. How are you?
So good to see you from the East Coast to the Midwest.
Yes.
Well, I would love to share with the audience, Heidi, a little bit about yourself so that they know who you are. Heidi is a project manager and has been at AT&T for 32 years. She's also passionate about wellness and has found a side passion project as a wellness partner with Amare Global, a holistic platform. Amare Global has a focus on the latest science with the gut-brain connection and are known as the mental wellness company. They offer products that help to reduce feelings of anxiety, stress, depression, and they improve mood, energy, focus, sleep, and the immune system, all naturally. Heidi's mission is to get the word out that people can take simple steps to feel amazing, no matter where you are on your journey of wellness. Champion your wellness with self-love, gut health, mind, body, and soul. We're not alone. Our stories matter. So that is Miss Heidi. What a wonderful bio, Heidi. So I wondered if you would mind sharing with the audience today a little bit about your journey with AT&T and then how you transitioned into mental wellness.
Certainly. Well, first of all, I want to thank you for having me. And I love your background. I want to be there right now.
I know.
And so, yeah, I started AT&T way back in the days when cell phones were like bag phones and installed in our vehicles in the late 80s. And it's been a really wonderful corporate structure that I have been very blessed to be part of. I've been many, many jobs within AT&T. It used to be Cellular One, then Singular. But the fun part about what I've been able to do is kind of create my own jobs within every job I've had and really bring my gifts and my creativity. So right now I'm a project manager. I work with a group that we work with first responders and hospitals. During this particular time, we've been really busy helping get the communication out there on the vehicle so that we can get people tested and treated and in communication. So that's been really rewarding and fun. And I work with great, fun, talented, amazing teams. And I'm feeling very fortunate that I've had a really long-standing, wonderful career. I actually won the recognition this year on a summit trip, which I had never won for 32 years.
Wow.
And we didn't have trips back then when I was doing the sales. So this is a sales trip, but I was recognized for my work with, I create webinars for the first responders. And I also do some other projects that got me some really high profile recognition. So I was very proud of that.
Wow.
Although we couldn't go on that trip, that's okay. Even just to be recognized and rewarded. And the beautiful thing is that, to be a part of an organization that recognizes and appreciates their employees and their hard work and dedication.
Will they be doing a do-over when the pandemic ends so that you can at least get on a trip with them, or did they nix it completely?
No, they gave us financial reward. They said we need, they don't know when this is going to be over, so they just want to make sure that we all got the recognition that we deserve and that we earned. So that was really nice.
That's cool.
So I'm repainting my entire place. Some other things. And so then a couple of years ago, I came across a mental wellness mission and platform. I was not looking for anything, and this was introduced to me, and asked if I would take a look, which I did. But I wasn't going to do anything fast, and I said I would sleep on it. And then the next day, I went to the dentist, and I was sitting in the dentist chair, and I was getting my teeth cleaned. And the dental hygienist, who I didn't know because my other one had been away on maternity leave, she was telling me all about her life and her anxiety and her stress. And, you know, just for half an hour while she was cleaning my teeth, this is what she talked about, Joe. And I said, okay, universe, grace, I hear it. I got off the chair and said, my name is Annie. I said, Annie, I don't know what this is, but the whole platform of holistic mental wellness that helps with reducing anxiety and stress and feelings of depression. And she said, I'd like to know about it. So I entered this opportunity a couple of years ago when it launched, and it's all focused on the gut brain, the microbiome, which is the new science is telling us that a lot of our dis-ease starts in the gut. And if we have a balanced microbiome, then we have good feeling chemicals going to our brain and back down through our gut. And in the middle is our heart. So it's really, I'm passionate about educating everyone to know that this is really something, taking simple steps we can do to help us feel amazing. So that's the mission. It's better sleep, reduce pain, improve mood, focus, energy. Uh, and we all should feel amazing no matter our age. We shouldn't be brain fog and aches and pains. And that's really what I've learned and what I'm sharing.
And so, Heidi, if you could share a little bit so that you got introduced to this and, of course, felt like this spiritual awakening when you were talking to the dental hygienist pushed you forward. So, for yourself personally, when you decided to get started in it, I'm going to ask, did you yourself begin taking the products and did you notice any change yourself?
Yes, and I wouldn't be promoting something that I didn't know about and feel
Mm-hmm.
good that it changed me. So, first of all, I didn't know what brain fog was or that I even had it because I didn't know what I didn't know. And so when I first started on the products, I was very systematic so that I would know what actually worked and how. And it comes with for our system is a whole system that you comes with a reboot. It's a 3-day reset. They each own Whole Foods, and you get the gut kind of primed. And then it comes with a system called the fundamentals. And after I took, it's a prebiotic, probiotic, and a phytobiotic blend that kind of helps the gut get balanced and the brain get focused, and then the communication in between. So about a week or two in, after I started taking that, I started really feeling different. And I found for me, my cravings reduced immediately. I lost weight, which is, this is not a weight loss company, but this is what happens when the microbiome gets in, what, 8 pounds I lost in 3 weeks initially. My eyesight got better, which I could see the wall had a big clock in my gym, and I could see it more clearly without my glasses. Not 100%, but much clearer. I had an eczema on my leg that went away that 2 years had nothing would help. No $300 ointment, no aloe, nothing. And then the biggest thing was I just felt the shift of alertness. I was tapped in, turned on. All of a sudden, I felt that I was very focused. My tasks were getting done. My energy was better. I slept better. I was just much clearer and nimble on my feet, is how I would describe it.
Mm-hmm.
But lots of changes happen in a very short time. And this is what we're seeing with many, many people. So uh, that's what happened for me.
Wow, that's really, really good. Well, I too started the product myself, and you know that, but the audience doesn't. And for me, I think what I can say as a testimony from what you're sharing, what I've seen different is I have been recovered now for 5 years from an eating disorder. And when I started on the products, at first I wasn't sure things were changing because I still was on my antidepressants that I had been on for since, oh my gosh, since 2005. And I've been on the products now for a little over a year, And I kept taking those antidepressants. I finally went off of them. I had been on them for so long, tramadol and trazodone, and have been off of them now. And I have not had that crash and burn that generally you get when you go off of the antidepressants. Like, I haven't felt like, oh, I'm more depressed, because I take my mood every day, and have noticed quite a bit of difference. I think for me, the big difference has been I had always been diagnosed with attention deficit. And so I was always really afraid to go off of the other medication. And they do say, don't go off your meds. But I had been on the Amare products now for a little over a year. And I felt like I was staying focused. So I thought, you know what? I'm not required to be on the meds. They said take as needed. And so I gradually went off. And I didn't feel like that crash and burn, and my attention has stayed focused, and my energy has stayed focused, and my mood has stayed focused. So I wasn't sure what would really happen. I thought, well, I got the pills. I have them right here. I have the pills if I need them, but I haven't needed them. So that's really, really cool, I think.
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you for sharing, because your story, our stories matter and help others when we share. Mm-hmm. And I will also say that good for you. You work closely with the doctor, because we can't say we cure anything, but we would also say to work with your doctor we see a lot of people that are reducing other medications, whether it's antidepressants or thyroid or whatever it is, just to work closely with your medical practitioner.
Right. And just so I can answer that, on my prescription and with my doctor, it's take as needed. But, I had been taking them for so long that I almost was, I'm going to say I was probably more addicted to them than I needed them. And then when I went off of them, I just really wasn't sure what would happen. And I thought, well, I have them right here if I need them, but I haven't needed them. So I feel like that's really healthy for me to know that I'm on organically supplemented nutrients instead of, chemical drugs.
Yeah, it's all plant-based, and our body heals when we let it. And that's wonderful. That's exactly why I'm so passionate about it. And it's not just a product company, it's a whole platform. Mm-hmm. So as you know, we just had a mental wellness conference, 4 days of several speakers, all about mindfulness and meditation and nutrition and exercise. And it's really a holistic approach when we take a look at it. We're very multifaceted humans, and there's not just one take a pill and that's it.
So could you share a little bit about their flagship product, the fundamentals themselves, of them coming right out of the gate, winning the Nutra Award, so that the people listening, and then who the scientist is behind the product, so they know that this is just not another vitamin company coming out saying, hey, take this vitamin or try this nutrient.
Well, Dr. Sean Talbot is a nutritional biochemist. He has been studying actually with elite athletes for over 20 years. He's written several books. He has formulated all our products. He's been in front of the White House. He's been on TED Talks. And if you look him up, Sean Talbot, ShawnTalbott. He's one of the highest experts in the gut, brain, heart axis field. In terms of the flagship product, so we launched in January of 2018 as a company, Amare Global. We submitted our flagship product called the Fundamentals to receive an award. There were several awards being given, and the Nutra Award, N-U-T-R-A, Nutra Award was given to Amare Global for the flagship product of the Fundamentals. And this is the highest award in nutrition. There were a lot of natural products that were in competition, such as silk milks and kind bars and all that. But what Amare did was they won, not just by a little, they won by amazing. They were like the best finished product. That's what they won for. Our mood product that you mentioned earlier was a finalist in the best botanical. And actually, Amare Global was finalist, meaning top 3, when I say finalist, for the best startup in 2018. So Amare's got a lot of recognition and a lot of acknowledgments right out of the gate. Now we've been in business a couple of years. We're on our 3rd year. We've helped tens of thousands of, probably millions of people now. And it's growing exponentially because a lot of people would rather take a natural solution for sleep, for example, instead of something over the counter or, some of these other pharmaceuticals, because it helps your body create its own melatonin. And so the formulations are very unique and proprietary in their blend and patented. So we're very proud of what we're doing because we're really making a huge difference. And we have testimonial pages and everything that if anyone
Well,
wants
I think what really intrigues me the most, I have just a passion. My brother-in-law happens to have 3 gold medals from Vietnam, and so I have a passion for veterans. And myself, I've struggled in the past with post-traumatic stress, and I think what really intrigued me about Amare is the project that is going on. I believe it's in Seattle, Washington, with one Amare representative and a non-for-profit in Washington, where they've beta tested the fundamentals in the mood products on veterans, and their results have been phenomenal with the reduction of post-traumatic stress. And so I brought that up because right now during this pandemic, and we are in the middle of May with mental wellness month, mental health month, and with suicide lines being ringing off the hook with depression and anxiety and stress during this pandemic right now, I just feel with the abilities that the reduction of stress and anxiety could come naturally for those with post-traumatic stress. Of course, there's no substitute for a hotline, where it's so imperative for people to utilize hotlines when they are having intense feelings of depression. But to know that there's products out there that can be taken naturally is substantial during this time, I think.
There's a lot going on. There's a lot of parents that have shifted to work at home with their children. They're homeschooling. There's a lot more togetherness, which is wonderful, and it's an adjustment for all. A lot of isolation. A lot of people that are alone, not living with anybody, and there's a lot of really need for the awareness. It is mental wellness awareness, and that there is help and that we're not alone. That's the message.
And what's nice too is Amare has a product for children as well.
A whole product line, yes.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm passionate about it. I'm passionate to build a team and to get collaborate and create this amazing awareness with whatever veterans, police and fire, children, animals. I mean, there's so much that we can all do good in this world with whatever our hearts and our gifts and our creativity is. So,
and right now with people being, unfortunately, a loss of jobs, does Amare have the opportunity for people to be able to join in with Amare, not only take the product but sell them themselves, where they can have earnings from this?
Yes, absolutely, Jill. I'm glad you asked because this is not just this is a direct sales model. So people can join and they can work as much or as little as they want. If they share, well, our customers actually have the opportunity to share the product and get free product. We have a referral program because everybody loves all these products and they want them all. So that's the customer piece. If you want to become a wellness partner, Amare has that option where you can join a team and build as big of a business as you want. It could be enough to pay for your products. It could be a few $100s a month. It could be a few $1,000s a month. It could be multiple $1,000s a month. It's up to whoever and however people choose to come in. We have really strong training, mentorship, and a lot of what I learned that I enjoy about Amare is about the community. We didn't have a community when we first started. It was so new. And the people that are being attracted to Amare is, they're so warm-hearted and mission-driven and fun, and really wanting to make a difference and make a residual income. A lot of people want to leave a legacy. They want to build foundations, again, to whatever their passion is. And our leaders really encourage that. We're very philanthropic. We go to wherever we go, we leave a mark in a positive way. And we went to Costa Rica in November, which is, if you like trips, we go on a trip every year that you can earn. We spent a whole day servicing the children, and we painted schools. We worked with the children. We did so many beautiful service-oriented things. So there's a lot of good that's happening here.
Well, and I think what's so interesting about what you're sharing, because of your introduction to AT&T and how they're helping right now with communications and stuff with the doctors and the firefighters and paramedics and everything with communication. I think what's so wonderful with the transition with Amare products that I see is not only are consumers utilizing these products, but people in the helping fields in medical fields are grasping this now for their clients. And I've been able to see posts that you put up with chiropractors and osteopaths and massage therapists and nutritionists and life coaches utilizing these products with their clients and seeing phenomenal results in healing.
It is. We're attracting a lot of naturopaths and natural healers, and even pediatricians and surgeons. We have a heart product that's called Menta Heart that's really helpful for pulmonary. So this is really attracting a lot of attention from a lot of different. I'll give you an example. I went to get an eye exam about 6 or 8 months ago, just a regular checkup. And my doctor looked at my chart, he looked at me, and he said, "You're not 61 years old." And I said, "Yes." And he's like, and he knows me. I've been going to him. And he said, "Heidi, your eyes are aging backwards." He said, I want to know what you're doing, because you won't be getting cataracts until you're 70 years old. And I left, as I was walking out the door, he asked me for a business card. I said, "Can I have whatever you're on? Can I see?" He asked me for 2 more. And then 2 weeks later, he called up and placed an order.
Wow.
And this is my doctor is calling me for what I'm on. So, again, this is just something that there's technical data sheets, and there's all kinds of science behind the clinical studies. And it's really getting a lot of, and people can hop on Zoom calls, I should say, Jill, if people wanted to learn about this. There's many ways to learn. There's Zoom calls about the opportunity, as well as the science behind this. So whatever it is you're interested in, we have a Facebook page with all testimonials. It's really a lot of different ways to learn, and it's just for curiosity. Check it out, because
even that transitioning into our connection show. So with what you just said, how have you found yourself, because you are working still at AT&T, how have you found yourself being able to connect with others during this pandemic? What does connection look like for Heidi during this time?
That's a great question. I am involved with a lot of different membership groups. I utilize Facebook and LinkedIn to network with other people. I am really, during the day I'm working, but after hours and on the weekends, I'm really having a lot of fun building a team, working with my team. And also just people are reaching out to me directly as well, because they know what I'm doing and they're curious. People watch what we do. And so it's a lot of social media and a lot of networking, and just being really my authentic self and wanting to serve. And people see that and are attracted to you if you're truthful and you're authentic. And so that's how I'm connecting. And I don't open up with what I do. It's really who I am and what I'm all about, because I want to connect with people and find out what their passion is and how we can support and serve one another.
So with that, we are already into May, which blows my mind away because it feels like it was just like February and then all of a sudden it was May. And so many of us start the year off in January with goals and dreams. You know, the atypical human nature is January 1st, we start on the food plans, the new diet plan, the new health plan, and then by March, people drop off. So we are now into May already. And many of us have had our life's goals and our life's dreams change. So, in the midst of this time now, what would you say your dreams are for the remainder of 2020?
Whoa. Well, first of all, I want to say that I've used this time as a gift. You can look at it any different way, and I'm all about choosing the lemonade. So it's given me a time to reflect and to really decide what is a priority for me and how I want to spend my life and how I want to spend my time. I want to make impact, and I see myself. We just reorganized with an AT&T like this week, so I'm going to be shifting over to a whole national group, and I have the ability to make huge impact there. And going to continue my work with Amare, with my team, build a massive mission to help alongside all my brothers and sisters, because we're all one family, to impact, whether it's through Amare or through any other means, to really just make the biggest impact. I have two lovely children that are my greatest gifts. One just got married last year. Another one is supposed to get married in July, and that's been rescheduled for following July. And spending time with them and the people that I love are really enjoying every single moment. Because one thing that this pandemic did for me is to really bring me into how fortunate and grateful I am for my health and my well-being, and to share the possibilities with others that they can have whatever they want. We can manifest our own life, whatever we want it to look like. So
Yeah. That's amazing. That's amazing. So, getaway experiences. When, I like the word when you could choose a getaway experience, what would they look like? And when I use the word getaway experience for the audience, I'm not talking about, oh, let's do that vacation. But to me, a getaway experience to me means choosing where you want to go and what that environment will look like. Will it be learning? Will it be connecting with your Amare tribe? What would that getaway experience be that you would love to do when you can?
Jill, these are great questions. So my sister and her family are out in the central coast of California. That's actually where Amare is. And I would like to spend the winter next year for 2 months on the central coast, north to south, with the love of my life, impacting as many people as I possibly can through Amare, but also I would like to go on retreats and continue my growth. I'm very focused on my spiritual and my professional and my personal growth and development. So I would love to go to an Abraham Hicks event. I would like to go to a lot of different events that are my mentors and my gurus, and get motivated and always continue to better myself because that feeds me.
I love that answer, because so many times people say, oh, I want to go on that vacation. And for me, making a getaway experience where you can leave there changed is so much more impactful to me than just getting on a plane or going on a cruise and you're coming home with a tan and a week later, you're back to the same grind. But to go on a getaway experience where you come home with life change is so much more gratifying to my soul. And so, yeah, that's why, for me, I call my show the Connection Show, Connection, Dreams, and Getaway Experiences, because, I I too have just a love for the human race and for people, and I've had the blessings of going to places, getaway experiences where I come back a totally changed human being. So, yeah.
One of that would also be probably, depending on when and where, to attend one of your workshops.
Well, the one that's the best is with Dr. Laura Wood, and if that will ever come back into fruition. And we are trying to do one in Boston. We are really trying hard. We had it on the books for May and had to cancel it, so we will hope to bring it to Boston for you. So with that, Heidi, I'd like to ask you, if someone came to you, and it won't be AT&T, but if someone came to you and said, Heidi, you can't have any more apps on your cell phone, you can only keep 2. What's your 2 must-have apps that you would never want to get rid of at this point in your life?
Wow. One is probably my business. We have an app for Amare that I can run the business from my device from anywhere in the world. And the other one would probably be my stock app, because at the moment, that's kind of a little bit of a hobby for me, is to look at some apps, stocks on that app.
Well, I'm going to have to definitely connect you with my son, because he is a financial advisor with Benjamin Edwards in St. Louis. And by far, and I'm not just saying this because he's my son, I really would not say that, but like how you have a passion for Amare Wellness, he cannot wait to jump out of the bed every morning and look at people's portfolio. And he has told me, even in the middle of this pandemic, he has made people more money in 30 days than they've ever made in their life. So even though people say, oh, the market's horrible, he knows what he's doing. And thank God we switched over about 4 years ago to him as our investor, because we were using a whole different person. And so, yeah, it makes a real big difference when you have someone that you can trust with your money.
Well, I also will say that, again, that's taking a situation and making lemonade out of it, right? Yeah. And you can have a doom gloom attitude of, oh, the economy and this and that, but your son is a beautiful example of somebody who is taking this as an opportunity to impact and use his passion and his gifts, which I love to hear when someone's so passionate about something.
Yeah, and he loves it, and it's so funny because, I was a single, never married mom, and I raised him all by myself. And when he went off to college, his first class, I'll never forget this. His first year in college, Heidi, he was going to be a major in economics, and he started and he said, "Oh, I don't like economics." So his second year, he's going to be a history teacher, and he was like, I don't think that's the way. So by the third year, he switched to liberal arts, and he got his degree in marketing and communications. And his first job out the door was cold calling and selling T1 lines and technology. And then he ended up getting into payroll, selling payroll systems, which when he did payroll systems, he started having to sell 401ks. And as he did, a CPA firm that he was calling on said, you are phenomenal. I would love to pay for you to go to school to get your Series 6, 66, and Series 7 test and come to work for me. And he did. And, it's so funny because fast forward back, he didn't like economics. But, man, he has a passion for investing, and he is so good at it. And it was his gift. And
that is wonderful.
Yeah, but it's just funny how a full circle, how he came back around and just loves it. And what I love about him and the way he works, very similar to my relationship with you, is you never lead with Amare ever. You never go out there and just start talking about Amare. You connect with people. And I said to my son one day, give me some of your business cards so I can let people know about what you do. And he goes, Mom, I would never pass out my business card to someone about them investing money. Money is very personal. And he said, I would never promote my services. He says, but if I'm out and talking to people and they ever ask me what I do, I mention it. And then they might ask a few questions and a few questions. He goes, but most of my clients I get when I go out golfing. We're just golfing, and they want to know what I do. And before I know it, the next thing they're saying is, "Can I give you $500,000? Would you help me invest it?"
Wow.
But he says, I don't ever ask people if they want to invest their money with me.
Well, because people want to trust you before
Yeah.
they do business with you, even just to hang out with you, right? To know
Yeah.
who you are. I mean, you probably had the experience of somebody, "Hi, my name is," and then give them a card. And way back in the day, that was my identity of AT&T. So I would say, "My name is Heidi Wilde and I work for AT&T," or at the time, Cellular One and Singular. And that's how I identified myself. And that's not how I identify myself anymore. I'm not AT&T. I'm not Amare. I am me. I'm my brand. I have so many other interests and passions, and I could talk to anybody about anything. And if it comes up, you're right. Or if I feel that somebody may be benefiting by it, but it's not self-serving.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's so true. Well, I really appreciate you jumping on. I know it's getting late. You're on the East Coast, and so we're 2 hours difference here. So I'm gonna let you end for this evening. But before we end, I'm gonna just put Heidi's bio up on the screen. And on her bio, you'll be able to see how to connect with Heidi. She's on Facebook, and she's just lovely. And I think that if you would be interested in learning more, feel free to reach out to Heidi at any time. And she's wonderful about getting right back to you. So, Heidi, thanks so much. And audience, thanks so much for listening. And before we close this evening, I just want to thank you for joining into the Connection Show, and want to let you know that we started 2 weeks ago adding to the Connection Show Zoom Connection Gathering Tribes on Monday evenings. We meet on Zoom meetings at 8 o'clock Eastern Time, 7 o'clock Central Time, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific Time. And in order to get onto those Zooms, because of the new Zoom security, I've created a Connection Gathering Tribe Facebook page that's private. And so you can look up on braveheartworkshops.com, which is my website, or go to Braveheart Workshops Facebook page and connect with me there, and I will give you the link to join in to the private group where you can get the Zoom connection. So if you are available on Monday nights, we would love for you to connect. And Heidi, personal invitation, I know you're busy, but if you ever have time on a Monday night to join in, that way if people listening tonight would like to connect more with Heidi on those Monday nights, join in whenever you can. But we have plenty of room, and we would love to connect with you more in that connection group. So signing off, Braveheart Workshops, Connection Dreams and Getaway Experiences live, and we look forward to seeing you on Monday nights. Thank you so much, Heidi, for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you for listeners, everybody.
Take care. Thank you.
Let's connect now. We can dream together to renew, restore, and reconnect with wellness in our life. Go to braveheartworkshops.com. Join me for weekly Zoom connections on Facebook at facebook.com Braveheart Workshops. Thanks so much for joining the show, and we look forward to seeing you on Monday nights.